And I told you, I'm a huge fan of this book, and I'm going through it for the second time. Well, I started it and I read like the first half of it, and then I went on vacation and I was gone, and I just totally like skipped reading it. And when I get distracted like that, like I have to start over from the beginning. I feel like I lost it. So I started over, and then I made my way through, but I took notes, and now I'm just like reading through it to like get what I missed. Because I'm used to do personal development and be like, I need to read as many books as I can. Like I got to get through all these books so I can read these other books. But what I found was none of it was getting like into me. Like I was reading, but I wasn't like applying what I learned. I wasn't getting it all. So I found that I'd rather read a book 3 times and really get it than read, 3 different books and just read them to get through them. So I'm taking my time. I'm making it through for the 3rd round. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Anybody reading it? The Answer? Or started it or no? Okay, cool. Because this is, then this will be new to you. I was like, I hope I'm not just repeating everything. It is pretty much from the book, but it's pretty awesome. So, a little bit about, I wanted to make an announcement for Summit. I'm really trying to get everyone together on the Thursday night before the opening general session. And I've been calling around, and apparently, like, I waited too long, and we can't have lunch at the place that we had lunch last year, and we can't have, like, happy hour at any place. But there's going to be, like, I don't know, 50 to 75 of us or some crazy number like that. So we looked into doing tailgating at the stadium, and I guess that was really expensive because Kevin kind of looked into it, but it was very pricey. I guess you have to, like, rent space by parking spaces. So what I was thinking is, I don't remember if anybody remembers from last year. Wasn't there like a grassy area when you walked over to the footbridge, like before the stadium? There was like, I feel like there was a bunch of grass. Like there was like an area where people were like taking pictures. And so I was thinking about maybe doing like a happy hour, like picnic. Like I'll get a bunch of bottles of wine. I'll bring like cups for everyone, and we'll just like drink some, a few glasses of wine or whatever, or a glass of wine if anybody drinks before we go into the opening general session, and maybe have some like little snacks or something. Like I can just set it all up. But I just don't remember like how big the space was and if we'll be able to do that. So I'll talk to Kevin again and see what he says. But anyway, if you're coming to Summit, try to block off the like right before the opening general session. I think we're allowed in I think it starts at 7. So we'll probably meet around like 5, 5:30, hang out for a couple of hours, do like a meet and greet, have everybody together, and then we'll head in. And hopefully we'll be able to all sit together then,
That's Thursday night, right? Thursday night?
That's Thursday night. Because I was going to do lunch on Thursday, but what happened was a lot of people weren't getting in until later. So then like a lot of people were going to miss it. So I figure if we do right before the opening general session, everyone should be in by then, and then, it's not going to be like a super long thing, it'll be like an hour or whatever. So I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in person, and I hope I can plan this all out. I'm still working on the logistics, but otherwise I have a call into the hotel that I'm staying at, and seeing if they have like a meeting room that I can rent out where we can bring in our own alcohol, or we can have a cash bar or whatever. So I'm looking into that too, but they haven't called me back. So that's the announcement for that. I don't think there's anything else I have to announce. So I'll get into the presentation, and this is mostly about personal development. I feel I have been convicted of not doing enough personal development and still having like a negative. I mean, I still have those days where I'm just getting in a funk, and, I'm feeling like I'm comparing myself to others, and I'm not feeling good about where my business is. And every time I engage in personal development and I really engage in it and I really read it and, process it and get it into me, like inside of me, the more inspired I feel. Also, another thing we're doing in Aloha is we're going to do, like, I posted today about just doing it as like a challenge group in Aloha. So we're posting like day 1 through 21 of the challenge group posts, but I'm changing the Darren Daily, and I'm making it the Darren Daily that actually comes out every day via email versus just taking the ones that are copy and paste. And we're just going to have accountability within the team, within Aloha, to like, because I want to reconnect with all of my coaches and all of the team. And I feel like this will help our culture, and it will help us to, like, when I read those Darren Daily posts, I really get to see like where are people at, you know, and really connect with their story and what's going on with them. And also just create accountability, because, you know, I get off track too. And I want to, you know, be accountable to my own health and fitness goals. So I created a little presentation. I feel like a little nervous for some reason. Maybe because I'm not sure if it's good. I'm questioning my, try the presenter view. Ooh, people can ask questions. Start now. I don't know how you do that. You can, is anybody seeing this? Like asking questions? Oh, here's how you ask a question. If you want to ask a question as I'm going along. I've never seen that before. Really cool. Okay, so today I'm talking about creating your vision and putting it into action, but it's mostly about mindset. Hopefully my Wi-Fi is still working. I'm not frozen? Okay. So, okay, let's see. So this is all pretty much from the answer. So if you like the information that I'm presenting to you, feel free to get that book or get it on audio and listen to it or read it. But essentially, it talks about the fact that our businesses take place in the seen world, but it's not where it originates. It originates inside of our own minds, inside of ourselves as a vision. And the unseen world inside of ourselves has a lot more potential and is a lot more powerful than what we're actually seeing on the surface. It's kind of like an iceberg. Most of it is underwater, and we really just see the tip. So everything in nature, including our businesses, starts as an idea. When we see something happen in our business, like an effect, for example, a client says no, a coach quits, we often don't realize the role that we played in bringing it about, that we're actually often causing these things to happen. And this is not directed at anyone in particular. So don't think that I'm like singling anybody out or saying like speaking to you through this. This actually speaks to me. So I'm sharing it from a place of, I'm reading this and I really need to follow my own advice. And the best way for you to learn, I think, for us to learn even deeper, is for us to teach it. So I'm teaching it because it really hit home with me. So events in our businesses are the reflection of our own thoughts, because, you know, think about the fact it's biblical. As a man thinketh, you know, so is he. So what happens is, if we think we're a failure, then we act as a failure, and then we create failure to basically prove ourselves right. But when we think that these things are just happening to us, like that we're not causing them to be happening, then that is living in a victim mentality. And there's no room for a victim mentality in growing a successful business. You can't expect to be a victor if you're living with a victim mentality. Now, am I saying that if someone is like bad-mouthing you on Facebook, that is your fault? No. People have their own stories too that have them create, you know, going and being mean to somebody else because it has something to do with them. You know, hurt people hurt people. I read that today and I was like, it's true. Hurt people hurt people. So we have to be bigger than that. But whatever patterns we share, whatever we share patterns with, we resonate with and we attract to us. So this is actually more scientific, and it says that resonance says that energy in a specific pattern or frequency will resonate with every other form of energy in a similar pattern. So in the book, it explains when there's a woman singing a song or opera or whatever, and she makes this chandelier explode, it's because that chandelier was resonating in the same frequency or pattern as her voice. So she created it exploding because it resonated with her. This is why when we have the right thought held clearly and strongly enough, we can cause events to happen in our physical world. So, like physical. For as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. If you just got on, can you mute your line? I'm not sure who it is, but I thought I muted everyone. So imagine an acorn, which I didn't even know. I know this probably sounds really dumb, but I didn't know that an acorn created an oak tree. I guess I'm not that nature preserve. But where is the oak tree? If you open up the acorn, can you find it inside of the acorn? No. You're not going to find anything in the seed. The seed simply contains the of an oak tree. Hold on. Somebody's not muted. Am I muted now? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. All right. I think I got it. So you'll find inside the seed, if you open it up, the possibility of an oak tree, the idea of an oak tree. But the oak tree is not inside of the seed. But if you plant the acorn in fertile soil through the principle of resonance, remember, law of attraction, the elements in its surrounding will resonate to the acorn and create that oak tree from an idea into an actual tree. So the seed, the acorn, will attract all the nutrients, water, and sunlight that it needs to transform the acorn into the tree. But when you first plant the acorn, where was the tree? It wasn't inside of the acorn. It was scattered in pieces out, like around the acorn as tree potential throughout the environment of the acorn. And this is the exact same thing with our business. When we start, we just have an idea of what we want to create in our business, but it's not yet created. The actual physical business isn't inside of us. Like, we can't open ourselves up and then there it is. But within a few years, our business is, for me, my business is now composed of hundreds of coaches and thousands of customers, and all of that when I started was just an idea. It was potential. So where's all the stuff right now? It actually lies scattered in pieces throughout our environment. Everything we need to be successful in our businesses surrounds us today, right now. It just hasn't been gathered and assembled yet. And that takes time. So how can you start gathering everything that you need to be successful? It starts with the part nobody can see, the hidden part of the iceberg, the seed of our business is the vision. And that's why it's so important to have a clear vision of where you want to go in your business. It starts with the power and precision of an idea. So, did I already say this one? Yeah, I did. That got duplicated. I don't know how that happened, but so we have to get good at creating the seed of what we want with precision. A vaguely formed, ambiguous seed will never sprout or take root. So we need to have focus and not on the how, because that comes after the vision and the decision. It's just like when they talk about in the book, they talk about with a magnifying glass. You take a magnifying glass and you put it, in the right direction of the sun, and you put it over a leaf or, something like that. You can make that leaf burn because of the focused energy. And that's the same with our businesses. But we have to learn patience, which is not one of my virtues. I don't know about you all, but I find that probably most successful people don't have patience because they're driven and they want to reach goals and they have this desire to be really good. But we have to remember it's the law of the harvest. You reap what you sow. You become what you continually think and do. So if you're thinking that you're not good at this and you suck and you're continuing to compare yourself to others every single day, which I know I still do, we all do, then you're going to get negative things created in your business. And that's the cause and effect relationship that you have. So there's a time for planting, reaping, sowing, embracing, and refraining from embracing. The law, which is called the law of gestation. It complements the law of attraction, and for every seed, there is a set gestation or incubation period, which is the same with a customer or a coach. You don't just enroll them and from day one, they're like rockstar challenger. Maybe some of them are, but a lot of them take time to like warm up. Same thing with when you're talking to someone about, getting into a challenge group. Sometimes they really want to do it, but they have a fear. And so you have to maybe invite them to a free group and let them overcome that fear first. And it takes time for those seeds to grow into the oak tree. Same thing with our businesses. We have the vision, we have it clear, and a lot of times we're like, okay, I have the vision, I know where I want to go, I want to do this X, Y, Z, and why is it not happening? And we've only been in the business for 3 months or 6 or a year, or we've been in it for 3 years, but we haven't been consistent. It takes time. And if you're putting that vision out there and you're like, okay, I really want this and this and this, and then you have your little seeds planted, and then you keep digging them up and looking at the seeds to see if they're growing into a tree, you're going to completely halt the process. It's the same thing as like when we're, pushing a coach. Say we have a certain coach that we really want to be an awesome coach. We believe in them and we know that they can do so many things with this business. We believe in them more than they believe in themselves, but pushing them is not going to get them there. And I'm speaking from experience. Don't dig up and doubt what you planted in faith. So it's also like being a server in a restaurant. When you take the customer's order and you place it with the chef, you don't go back and say, is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? Is it ready yet? You let the chef do his job. The same thing goes for a garden, and the same thing goes for your business. You don't create the vision and then dig up all the seeds and be like, where's my business? Where's the vision? Why isn't that created? It's been 3 months. You have to have patience. So put your trust in the fact that if you keep clearly stating that vision and looking at it, I look at mine every day now, every day, it will happen. So you need the law of attraction, the law of gestation, and of course, the law of action. You can't just say, I have the vision and I have patience, but I'm not talking to a single person. I'm not inviting anybody to join my challenge group, a free group, become a coach on my team. I'm just sitting here waiting for it to come to me. It's the law of attraction, right? And it's not going to happen that way. There's an old saying that says, when you pray, move your feet. Or if you're going to be praying for potatoes, you better have a hoe ready. So while you have that vision clear and you're patient and you know that it's going to take time, go into action and accomplish your daily vital behaviors. After you plant the seeds, you water and weed and take care of your garden, and you let the seed do its work. You don't grow the plant, but you do ensure it has the environment and resources available to pull what it needs. So basically, to sum up the 3 laws, be purposeful, be patient, and be active. Let's discuss. So I would love to open up the floor and hear what your thoughts are on that. Or, if somebody wants to share their vision, or if somebody wants help with their vision, I'd like to make this interactive. So anyone want to go first?
I'll go first.
Cool.
So we talked about patience. I am working on it. I am the most impatient person. It's really bad. So that's something that I'm working on, and that has made sense, talking about that. So.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, it's bad. Mm-hmm.
I can see
it's
that
bad.
too. I see myself in you, and Stephanie's the same.
So I was talking with my husband because Stephanie and I are in this training together, and we were talking about that, and he's the most rational person. He was like, so how long has it taken you? And I was like, about 2 weeks to get my winning ad. And he's like, Kristen, it's 2 weeks. Like, be patient. It takes people years. And I was like, it's bullshit though. It shouldn't take me I was like, I want it now. And he was like, well, it's not going to happen now. So just sit back, let it happen. When it does, you'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. And then 2 days later it happened. But then it's like I'm constantly checking. I was talking with Stephanie about it. And so now it's just like, okay, well, I just need to be patient, trust the process. Like it'll work out the way it will. But yeah.
There's a little bit of a habit of addiction too when you're doing those ads and you're like checking, you're like, oh my god, it's at 7 cents, oh my god, it's at 8, oh my god, it's at 9. And what I would just like, I would do my ads, and just for the first couple I did that, and then I was like, all right, this is just crazy, like I'm wasting so much time and energy just like opening up my phone every 5 seconds. So I would just create an ad and then I would just let it go and check.
It's hard. I mean, it is, because then you're thinking about money.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh my god, I'm spending money. And Roland's like, which is really funny because he's a tight end, and he's so tight with money, and he goes, but you're investing in yourself, so just invest in yourself and we'll figure it out. So I'm like, okay. And then just like nursing, it's taken me 12, 14, 15 years to get where I'm at with nursing and be really good at my job. So so it's one thing to sit here and read personal development and understand the concepts, but applying them sometimes tends to be more challenging, I think. But I think as long as you're aware of it. But
I agree. That's the challenging part, is the application. Oh, did I freeze for a second? Yep. Yeah, I agree. It's the application. And I'm there, and I'm right there with you. I'm so like, I am not, just FYI, I think I haven't been authentic enough with you guys. Like, I don't think, and I guess that's what I'm learning now, is to talk about what I'm struggling with, because like it still isn't easy. I mean, the business isn't just like, oh my God, it's a walk in the park. Like, I'm just so, I mean, yes, I'm doing well. Like I'm stable and I'm helping a lot of people, like my customers are getting good results, but I have a lot of customers that don't use the programs and don't engage in the group, and, coaches that enroll and don't decide to build businesses, and people that I really believed in. And I had a coach quit recently that I was like really sad, because I really, like, I liked her and I wanted her to be on the team, but that's out of my control, And I know that she had a vision for herself, but then it just got lost, and, other things came up. And so anyway, no matter what level of success you're at, I don't care if you're Lindsay Matway, Melanie Mitchell posted a call in the wall about how she is like stuck because she doesn't have any more goals. She reached all of her goals, like she doesn't know where to go next. Like, what should she strive for? And I didn't watch the whole call, but I was planning on trying to download it and share it with you guys. So my point is, none of us are immune to it. None of us are immune to comparing ourselves to others. None of us are immune to feeling like it's our fault when a challenger quits or doesn't get the results that they want to get, or when a coach quits, or we're not finding the right coaches. Even though there is a cause and effect relationship between, I do think that the energy that you put out, you attract. And if you think, like, it's so true, as a man thinketh, so is he. Like, that's what, if you think of yourself as being, like crappy as a coach, then you're going to show up like that. So that's why we have to keep engaging in personal development every day, every single day. I got off on a tangent. Sorry, guys. I hijacked the Q&A. And I'm really excited to meet everyone at Summit, FYI.
I'm pumped. I put my vacation request in. I'm like, what? For the first time, I don't have to worry about not getting off work.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thanks, dude.
You're gonna be so good in this business. You're a rock star.
Thanks, dude. If I could just stop checking ads.
Anybody else want to share, or You struggling with your vision or getting a really clear vision that you're like really excited about that we can hold space for you to reach? Quiet group.
I have to grab my notebook. Hang on.
What'd she say?
She's going to grab her notebook, she said.
Oh.
So she must have her vision written down or something. She's been reading the answer. This is like by far one of my favorite personal development books. I've never read a personal development book twice until this one. My next one is going to be, I still haven't read, what's the one that everyone talks about? I can't remember the name of it. It's talked about in this book, Think and Grow Rich. I still haven't read it. Anybody read it?
No, but I read, and I've talked about in the group, 3 Feet from Gold, and that's kind of based off of the foundation of Think and Grow Rich, and it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
They referenced like Think and Grow Rich in almost like every personal development book, I feel like, and like they referenced it a million times at the Eric Worre GoPro Mastery event that was in October, and Danny Johnson talks about it, and I've been listening to her in the car.
Okay, I got my notes.
All right.
Well, I was really hesitant about
I'm still working on the answer, the book, The Answer, and I'm actually stuck on that part where you're supposed to write your dream business. So it's interesting because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never been this specific and detailed about how I want my dream business. All I could think about was, well, I'm supposed to hit elite or whatever, diamond, whatever the next phase is for me. But the book was talking about something beyond just hitting diamond. Like, what does it really mean? So like for me, and getting way beyond, like out there, and just like really think about the most impossible thing you've ever done. And I don't think I've ever done that. I've never went beyond. All I could think about before was like, I just gotta hit diamond. Come on, I gotta hit diamond. That's all I keep thinking about. I'm like, what the heck, but the book was really, I'm there right now. So I'm like, I just started writing down all my goals, and it passed that 1 year goal thing. So, I just got to break it down. So first is the purpose, right? So it's telling me, you're talking about write down your 1 year goal. And so you have to specifically say, today is like as if you're there already. And so I wrote down, okay, I'm just going to read it. Today is May 9th, and I need to take a moment out of my busy day to reflect on all the amazing things that have happened the past year, and to note the amazing place at which I have arrived. Purpose. My dream business is making a huge difference in the world around me, because through it, so many women's lives are changing. So many of my coaches are top earners in the company and are making an impact in their own community. I'm able to financially support some charitable institutions like Hope Worldwide or Unprivileged Children in Manila, and donate to causes that help the planet. Women are more aware of the obesity epidemic and are making necessary changes to change. I'm able to put up my first Fit Mama project out in the community, creating healthier moms and an awareness of how important health and wellness is for any parent when you have children. My Fit Mama Republic apparel proceeds are going to help starving children and also help and assist underprivileged children to afford going to school. Numeric targets. I now have a net worth of $2,500 to $5,000 annual gross income of $40,000, and I'm giving $1,000. I'm just throwing it out there, okay? Meaning, as a result of this extraordinary financial abundance, I now have and feel financial peace and freedom, the ability to able to help pay for groceries, home needs, go on vacations with my family, enroll kids in their own activities. I feel like my momentum building is ramping up. I stopped there. I'm not done yet, but that's kind of like where I was starting with that particular chapter. So I am still working on that book. It's really challenging my belief system, myself, and of what I want to do and who I am about. So that's what I wanted to share.
Me too. Thank you for sharing. I love everything that you want to do with, charities and all that stuff. Because I think a lot of times when we put that as a part of our vision, like beyond just, our own financial needs or helping a certain amount of people, it becomes even more altruistic. So I think that we can be even more successful in our impact.
I never thought of those things before. I just was on a small scale. Like, I just want to help my family and my kids, or such and such, something at church, whatever. I'll donate something at church. But I never went beyond what I really wanted to do. So just sitting back and really thinking about, how do I really want to make an impact? If I really had that impact, like thinking that way. And so it really has helped expand what I'm thinking, my horizons pretty much. So I'm grateful for that book.
I love it. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Stephanie's quiet. Yeah, you always share. I always wait for you to nothing to share. It's fine.
I'm not a visionary with this stuff. Like literally today I was like, I want to support my Lululemon habit. I'd like to have all like name brand workout clothes.
That's a vision. How is that not visionary?
Sorry. Kids are annoying me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Someone said, I think Krista was saying Julie Vores, that's how she started. And I was like, because I always go to TJ Maxx. I went to like Athleta or Athleta, whatever. And I was like, I would like to just actually not worry about it and just like deck myself out and that stuff. So that's my new vision. I want to buy more shorts for Lululemon. So I need to hit some more big paychecks.
There you go, girl. I like Lululemon. I feel that way about, I'm like house shopping right now. I'm actually going to buy a house this year, I think, or early on next year. And it's like, I'm like, I found my house. It's $550,000. Obviously, it's a little out of my price range, but yeah. I'm like, I just want to be able to buy that house and say, like, I want that house. I'm buying that house. I'm going to start with something a little smaller, but this was like a 3,000 square foot house with like a pool. It was all like redone. It was the biggest house in the neighborhood. But I found another one that has a pool and is all redone. It's like $389. So I'm like, hey, there's other options.
And then we're all going to your house, right?
Yeah.
Big party. Well, big team alone.
Hey, if we aren't going to talk about this anymore, I really want to do a team retreat this year. Like, and I would love it if we do it in Florida. I think it would be awesome to have everyone come here and like just like show you guys around and whatever. I don't know. I figured I'd talk to Stephanie about like what you would want to do, because you probably have like the most coaches coming. But I'd love to do something in like September or October, or sometimes towards the end of the year when it's like kind of starting to get crappy and like cold in like the fall in the north. And
here's an idea. I have the most coaches. Do you want to come to Harrison, Ohio?
Not in October or November.
I've never been to Ohio.
John's in the background, like dying laughing.
Yes, Harrison, Ohio. Yes.
Daphne's got a big backyard too.
It's like,
and my neighbors love me. They're so nice.
We'll have like the hugest party, and we'll be like right there with hanging out with all your neighbors in your backyard.
All in our sports bras. Oh my gosh, they would just love that.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Like I actually thought about that. I don't think this year would be good because to plan it and amount of time that we have for the summer, but I thought about that and I thought we could do one and we could all go and like, since you have the boat, we could all just like, you know, party and hang out and go wakeboarding.
Yep. I'm down with that. Come on up.
But if we planned a team retreat in like the end of the year, towards the end of the year in Florida, who would consider coming?
I would.
Yes.
I would if my my citizenship pushes through.
Okay. You can't fly right now?
Oh yeah, I just had my biometrics, so I'm Canadian, so so I'm going to be taking my test, you know, my naturalization test soon. So
okay. So, but you can fly. You can travel, right?
I don't know if I can travel. I have to ask. I don't know. I mean, it's within the state. Not like I'm leaving the United States. So
you had a green card before, and now you're applying for citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Don't you get it automatically because you're married to a?
No, I have to go through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you do get it, and I think that would be so awesome. And I'd plan like I could have like Julia come out for a day and do like personal development workshop and talk about you know, conscious healing work and you know, plan some things. Maybe I could ask Pat Reelman if he'd come and present, and you know, any of those. There's other local leaders too that maybe would come and like present some information. And I try to plan something like, you know, a short weekend with like maybe not a lot of teaching, maybe like a couple of hours. Like what Pat did was a couple of hours in the morning. I think he did like from 10 to 1 was like workshop, like for 3 hours. Well, they worked out in the morning together. They did a little workshop and then they just like hung out by the pool and, you know, had drinks and did different things. And he did it at the Marriott in Delray. So actually he did it at the Marriott, I think in Delray the first year. And then I think the second year he did it in Fort Lauderdale. So cool. That makes me excited. And I'll probably do some incentives for like my personally sponsored coaches to earn part of it based on things that are going on in their businesses. What I can do based on our policies and procedures too, what I'm allowed to give out. Cool. We'll talk about it. We'll plan it out. For anyone that's going to be in Florida for the next Super Saturday, Julia, my conscious healer, is going to be the speaker at our next Super Saturday here. And
oh, awesome.
So that would be cool if we did it on Super Saturday weekend and everyone came in. That would be awesome. But I don't know if we can plan it in that amount of time. That's like August 7th or something, right? It's like June, July, August, 3 months. I was thinking like September, October, November. Okay, anybody else have a share or a question or?
Are you having the hangout tomorrow? I mean
oh my gosh, yes, I need to create the event. I need to create the event.
Happy hour thing?
Yeah, I was planning to.
Okay, I have a couple of coaches.
Yeah, I was planning to. I just haven't created the event. I'll do it tonight. I'll do it after this call.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well, thank you guys. I hope you found this helpful, and feel free to send me a message with any questions. And thanks for getting on. I'll either see you tomorrow on the coach webinar or next week. Have a good night.
Night.